My name's Zeo, and welcome once again to another Coffee with Zeo. If you're brand new here, which I see some of you are, this is a more freeform, unscripted, podcasty sort of thing that we like to do on the channel around this time each month. So here's where we discuss the current state of NGS, as well as let you know what else I've been up to. Not going to be much in the way of supporting visuals, so go ahead and put this sucker on in the background while you go do dailies or household chores or whatever. Today we're discussing the anniversary event, the global PS4 launch, and what I feel is a missed opportunity. Now let's talk anniversary event. If you're new to the game, they run these events every other month and it's usually a seasonal theme. Now during these events you accrue points by killing certain mobs and doing certain tasks. There's usually a special quest attached to it as well. Now you can trade these points in for special goodies like stamps and augment capsules and special weapons. Some of these weapons can be really nice catch-up gear if you haven't played the game in a while. These things usually happen in 2 phases and the point shop gets some extra items during the second phase. So because of the 10th anniversary, they put some really nice goodies in the point shop this time around. These events tend to be pretty good for those starting out or catching up if they haven't played in a while, so I don't mind them. Now, I know this doesn't help much if you're in the global PlayStation waiting room, but I imagine they'll have some kind of welcome campaign for that. This is going to have NGS as well as the base game, so you're effectively getting 2 games in one here. I know a lot of folks have been wanting this since the initial North American announcement. The game isn't even out on there yet for another month and change, and I'm already seeing fresh faces here. I've already had a couple in my comment section here and met one in my stream the other day. This to me was a smart move on SEGA's part, and the influx of new people is very healthy to the community. So now the people who don't have an Xbox and maybe they don't have a decent computer will finally get their shot at this game. So that's a total win-win in my book. I do wonder about one thing though. Sony's been on this crusade against anime booba over the past several years. So I wonder if the balloon bosom accessory is going to be censored on that version. It's kind of funny though. Back in the day, if you wanted a more unfiltered experience, you went with PlayStation. Now those roles have been pretty much reversed, and I guess Microsoft can take the place of Sega. So for a little history lesson, PSO2 has been out on PS4 in Japan since April of 2016. The Switch wasn't out yet, Xbox never had that strong of a presence in Japan, and the game was already out on Vita, so PS4 was the logical choice here. So both Japan and global are going to have the game out on all 3 major consoles, but both regions are missing one. Now I'm sure you're wondering what I mean here by missed opportunity. I'm talking about Waker here, more specifically the timing of its release. As you know, both June and July were huge milestone months for the game. NGS had its first birthday last month and we got the Kavaris region to celebrate that. And this month is PSO2's 10th anniversary. This would have been super hype. New region alongside a new class. Like, they could have rolled out Kavaris as normal on June 8th and then rolled out Waker on June 22nd. Kinda like how other MMOs roll out new classes alongside major updates, but then where would that leave August? Actually, what they could do for August is give us nothing but character quests, like start fleshing out the damn world more. As I keep saying, we want to feel more invested in the world, we want to care more about the people in it. Even Thelma and Louise, Ina and Manon, keep giving us more to help us better understand the world around us. We don't even see these characters outside the main story quests. Even Base did a better job at this. All the characters on the ship had different dialogue over time. As it stands now, we have no opportunities to interact with the main characters outside of a couple side quests. Like, it would have been cool to have Ina and Manon hanging around in the city of the current region. Like, after the main story quest was done, the girls could have shared their thoughts on the mission and the world around them. Manon could have shared what she had observed about the monsters she fought along the way. Ina, I feel, could have shared what she learned about the world around her by talking to the locals. Like in Retem, Ina could have told us the story that she learned from one of the locals about how the town was built inside of a giant spaceship engine. Now, with Ina being 15 and being born and raised in a small village her entire life, you'd think she'd have a much greater sense of wonder than she does. Manon, I've always felt, knows more than she lets on, and I know I'm not alone in that sentiment. There's probably some major bombshell coming down the pike with her. For being the main characters, these two are awfully flat. Now, going back to the Waker thing, I feel like it's either coming out on the 3rd or the 17th of next month. I don't see it dropping on the 31st alongside global PlayStation launch, no way. Braver dropped on August 4th of last year, but Bouncer came out on October 13th. I could see either day here, but my gut kinda tells me the 3rd. We'll know for sure on the 26th when the next headline drops, so the response to the last video, the anniversary tribute, was way more than I could have ever hoped for. I was very much blown away. Thank you very much. Some people are kinda mad that I'm still here, but whatever, I'm not going anywhere. I guess I'll share a quick post-mortem on that. So the biggest challenge was finding specific information that wasn't available in English. There were a bunch of Dengeki and Famitsu interviews that were all in Japanese. That's how I learned about Yoshioka's background and what influenced episode 6. I thought I had a decent knowledge of the game's history over the years, but even I learned a few things in the process. This from a guy who's been with the game through pretty much every phase of its life cycle. Finishing it felt bittersweet. On the one hand, I was like, oh, thank God it's done, it's finally done. But on the other hand, I was like, man, what's next? How am I ever gonna top this? As a content creator, you always have to have your eyes forward, but sometimes going forward means looking back. So I might redo some of the old class videos from before Bouncer came out last year. Some of the information in those is somewhat dated. I'll definitely do one for Waker, and that one will take priority over anything else. So what do you guys think? Looking forward to meeting the new PlayStation peeps? And if you're among those eagerly awaiting August 31st, what are you looking forward to the most? So yeah, welcome to Phantasy Star. Anyway, that's a wrap. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, to thine own self be true. Until next time, farewell.